Hello everybody, it's Kirsten with Waters at Sharo, doing the weekly read. Hope everyone has been having some good weeks, good days, a good weekend. I feel like things have been getting a little easier all around, so I hope that everyone else finds that that's similarly true as well. Alright, just want to remind everybody what you already know, that the cards just reflect your higher self. And it's what you already know. Your decisions are your own. Please take responsibility for your own decisions. Don't blame the cards. Just a few more shuffles here. Alright, that was it. Alright, so we're going to start off with where we're starting out at. And we're starting out with the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is about returning home from battle. That's like the most literal version of it, and with that, it's always kind of important to remember that with this card, wands are always about action and doing things, and when we return, we're returning from something that was action. We're returning from something that was a bit of a journey. We're returning from something that, you know, we put a lot of time and effort into, and we're coming back as the glorified warrior. So we did the thing, and now we're returning home, and you know, it's a success. A lot of times people question whether or not the end justify the means justify the ends here. Sorry, the means justify the end. It's been a long week. And with the card upright, the ends typically do justify the means. This isn't that you went some backhanded way. This is you did everything right. And people see what you did, and things are going good for you. So that's a good place to start the week off, saying, hey, we did this thing. We, you know, did something of doing. We did something of accomplishment. And now we're back, and people are happy to see us back. And they're happy with what we did, too. So, and you're happy with what you did. That's actually the most important part, that you're happy with what you did. All right. Next, we have the growth card. And here we have Six of Cups reversed. So Six of Cups is nostalgic. It's emotional nostalgia. And a lot of times when we bring up the Six of Cups, we're remembering all of the things about our past in a happy way. You know, nostalgia has a way typically of us finding the good and remembering only the good. And when we do that, we remember back to how things were simpler or how things used to be. And when we do that, we forget a lot of times about the struggle around those events as well. So when it's reversed, it's always a reminder to me to remember, you know, yeah, things were good. Things were easy or simpler in my memory, but they were still really real then too. So there was still struggle. There was still emotions. There was still things that weren't so simple. You know, they seem simple now, but they weren't simple then. Like, I still had to go through it. Another thing to be wary about with the Six of Cups reversed is it could also mean that someone from your past is coming, and they're coming with a negative influence or negative intention. A lot of times it'll be that you're going to be reconnecting with someone from your past and you're super excited about it. And I just want to put out a warning of being careful, because if you're getting the Six of Cups reversed in your growth, it means that maybe this is some time where you need to create a boundary or even, you know, break a connection. So we're going to pull some more cards to see what they have to say, and we'll see if we can get more information about the Six of Cups. So the next one is our obstacles and challenges. And here we have the World reversed. So the World is us, like, acclaiming our accomplishment, saying, I've, you know, finished this chapter of this life. I've finished, you know, this current book that I'm working on, and I'm ready to go on to the next series of your life, the next chapter of your life, whatever it is, or however you say it. You've completed something huge, and you're ready to move on to next. When it's reversed, it's not that we're not still at that pinnacle. What the problem is oftentimes we want to say, you know, I want to stay at this place for a little bit. I want to enjoy it just for a little bit longer. And a lot of times when you do that, it hurts you in a sense, because you do need to keep moving on. And if you stay where you're currently at in the sense of accomplishment and sense of completion, you're going to get bored, and you're either going to end up having to relearn something, or you're going to become stagnant, and stagnant is never a good place to be. And I'm telling you now, the universe will kick stagnant. Like, they will just yeet you off a cliff. You'll get punted, however you want to say it. Man, the universe will kick you if you decide to stay on this cliff, and then the transition's not going to be great. So let's get more cards, see where this is going. And this has been a real interesting reading so far. All right. So the next card is kind of what to embrace, and we have the High Priestess. High Priestess is our inner knowing, our inner intuition. It's our higher self. It's connecting to spirit. It's all of that. And when we connect with the High Priestess and when we accept her, we really listen to self here. We really, hunker in and we say, this is what I know to be true. This is how I feel about this. And we not only acknowledge it, but we let it stand up for ourselves, and we let it, produce its own results. When the High Priestess comes, she always comes with messages. She always comes with clarity. She comes with the sense of, this is what you need to know if you just listen. If you just take the time to stop, stay still, and hear me speak to you, you'll go forward. A lot of times that can be done by meditation, is the most common and easiest way to get the message. Journaling. A lot of times you'll get an aha moment when you're journaling. Going for a walk. Revelations happen all the time when we walk, or epiphanies. Or whatever it is that gives you that time to work through whatever's in your head so you can hear the message. That's what we need to do. That's what we need to embrace this week. We need to give ourselves the time to, just do what it needs to be done, so that way we can, for just a moment, have clarity and then receive what it is we need to receive. The next one is our advice card. Tower reversed. All right, guys. So, change. Always no way around change with the Tower. And this whole stack is Major Arcana. All right, guys. I don't know what our weeks are going to consist of this week, but whatever it is, I feel like it's going to be a little bigger than what some of us might have been expecting. And the reason why I'm saying what some of us might have been expecting is when the Tower is reversed, you typically see the change already coming. You see that it's going to happen. You have an inkling or an idea. But the Tower is still upheaval. It's still something that's going to drastically change things. And it could be that you see a change coming, but we're not expecting the exact change that happens to come. I'm going to actually just pull the last card, guys, so we can get the full message here, the full story. And this is the overall message for the week, which is Judgment reversed. Here we are with Major Arcana, guys. Oh, snap, you guys cannot see that card easily because that glare. I am sorry about that. Sorry, it's been a week, a very busy week. It was a good week, but I'm kind of doing this later than normal, and I'm not used to my lighting this late at night. So here we have Judgment reversed as the overall. Judgment, a lot of times in the typical tarot deck or tarot story, especially the Ray Wyatt, kind of has the whole, final judgment, last judgment being judged by the archangels. So with that being the caveat, I'm going to just say what my interpretation of it is, and if it resonates, awesome. If it goes against whatever it is, because I know Judgment can be one of those cards that everyone sees differently. For me, Judgment is always about looking yourself in the mirror and seeing whether or not who the person is in the mirror is someone that you like, or if there's something about that person that you need to change. And I'm not talking about physical appearance, guys. I'm really talking about looking at yourself and saying, yes, this is where I want to be, or no, you know what, I'm not happy with, my behavior or my habits, or I'm not happy with the decisions I've made. It's really, Judgment to me is just being purely honest and transparent with self, and then taking that information and choosing to do something about it. Here we have Judgment being reversed. A lot of times when Judgment's being reversed, we're wanting to turn a blind eye to something about ourselves. Whether that is, staying in the mud instead of walking forward into better grounds, whether that is, you know, lying to yourself to make yourself more comfortable about a situation that you know isn't right for you. Whatever it is, we're turning a blind eye to something. So now that I got the whole story here, it's all the cards are kind of, I'm really getting it, guys. So we start with the Six of Wands. We did something glorious. We did something that was powerful for us as a person, and we feel great about it. We feel good. And when we feel good about things, it's so powerful going into the week. As the week goes on, though, I think the challenge really is not to keep living with the thing that we just did. And what I mean by that is not going back to, oh gosh, I wish I could go back to that really relaxing day I had on Saturday. Or, oh gosh, you remember when we just hung out with our friends and family and things were perfectly awesome? Yeah, that was pretty great. So it's living what you lived, being happy with what you lived, but not trying to stay in that particular past. Oh, sorry, I keep moving my hand from the Judgment card. And honestly, understanding that we need to continue to move forward. And by continuing to move forward, we will be able to address this whole column of major arcana by listening to our high priestess, by listening to our inner intuition, by listening to what it is we know we need to do, and being honest with ourselves. And I want to point out too that like the high priestess and the judgment are connected together this way, and that this whole column's connected. And reason why I'm pointing this out is because like right now we have the lesson in our hand. We just need to be willing to turn the page, to complete the chapter, to start the new series in the book. Whatever it is we need to do, we need to be like, okay. And the big reason why that is because, you know, we have the nostalgia card, and the reason why we don't want to, you know, complete that chapter, turn the page, start the new series of our life is because of that nostalgic card. You know, things are just happy and easier with this because they're comfortable. But you know what? That comfort's not going to last because the tower's coming at us, guys. And you know the tower's coming at you. I don't know what your tower is, but you know what your tower is, and you can see it. So instead of trying to turn your blind eye to it, you really need to focus and listen and how to navigate this tower moment and what it is you need to do to make the transition smoother, so that way when you face your own judgment, you can say, yes, you know, it might have been sloppy, but I know I did the right thing, and you're happy with yourself. Because in the end, we're all going to have to look at ourselves and say, I did my best, or I could have done better. And even if I could have done better was doing our best at that time, that's still good enough. We need to remember that too. We can always take a moment of judgment, even if it comes up reversed, and we can really utilize that to look at ourselves and say, okay, I learned a lesson. I know how to do this better. And we need to forgive and love ourselves through this too. And then we need to work on the steps that we need to take to go better, guys. Yeah, that's my reading for this week, guys. And I'm going to wish you all the best with this reading, because it seems like this week, you know, now that the planets are kind of moving out of retrograde and things are getting a little better, I feel like we are really being challenged to take everything that we just learned about ourselves and really apply it. And I've always been a big advocate that theory is easy. Pure theory is easy. It's when we apply what we learn, apply what we know, that things get difficult. But that's how we grow and that's how we get stronger. So I really just want all of you, I'm going to challenge you, and I'm going to challenge myself this week to apply everything that you learned about yourself, apply it, and work with it. Make it happen. Put it in, you know, your life, and go forward with the knowledge that you have received these past couple weeks. Because I know we've all received knowledge. We were very heavy in swords, guys. And now we're moving into the action state, and now is when we need to do the work. That's all I got for tonight. I wish everyone a good week. Please comment below and, you know, let me know if this resonates with you, or maybe even tell me what your tower moment is. Maybe we can all help each other through our tower moments, guys. I wish you the best, and I wish you blessings this week.